Back in the late 20s, 30s, you guys are familiar with the Great Depression. During that time, who was the enemy, per se, at that particular time? The banks. People viewed the banks as the enemy. Why? Because they were foreclosing on individuals' homes who could not afford to pay because they had no money or very little money. They could not afford to pay for their house or their farm, whatever, so the bank said, well, tough cookies, you ain't got the cash, we need the cash, you're out of luck. Now, out of nowhere comes this fella named John Dillinger. Now, John Dillinger, notorious bank robber, no doubt about it, no denying that, he was, did something that most people applauded. And here comes the entendre. Good guy or bad guy? Robin Hood with a twist or not? John took it upon himself to raid these banks. Now, granted, he never released any money to the public. It's not like he went to the bank, held it up, grabbed as much loot as he could, and then dumped it on the streets of Indiana or Chicago. He didn't do that. But he did something that the people who were getting squashed by the banks could not do, and that is
George,
get paid.
Hey,
buddy,
not
what's
bad.
going on?
You sound like a regular radio professional, brother.
Yeah, I've been injected with Didlo. It hurt. It stung.
Yeah, well, once the rash goes away, you'll be fine.
Ah, thank you. So what's your thoughts here, George?
All right, well, I'm going to give you a quote, and you can mull this over with the listeners, and I can't stand too long because I just noticed I've got some cat problems out in the yard I have to deal with. But anyway, reckless speculative behavior is what crashed the U.S. economy. That quote comes from David Stockman, who is Ronald Reagan's former budget director. Now, when they got rid of Glass-Steagall back in the 90s, that basically turned Wall Street into a massive gambling parlor because they eliminated the separation in that 36-page document, which was brought forth after the Wall Streeters crashed the economy back in the Great Depression. This 36-page document separated investment banking from regular banking. When that got muddled up, that's how these banks got too big to fail. Now, I agree with you that if you're going to occupy something, absolutely occupy the State House, occupy the voting booth.
There you go.
That's how you get it done.
That's right.
And as far as bank robbery, I got to tell you, brother, the economy goes down, bank robbery and property crimes go up. I have a relative in Illinois who's now a retired Illinois state trooper. And he, we talk about this all the time. Whenever the economy hits the skids, those types of crimes go through the roof.
Hour number 2, Joe's hanging around. Hello, Joe.
Hey, hello, Rex. Hey, listen, can I mention something that's been bothering me for a long, long time?
You may indeed.
All right. I'll tell you, it's somewhere along the line, they said that there was no weapons of mass destruction, and the United States was the only one that believed it, yet there were every nation you could imagine thought there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. They couldn't find them. Yet these people, terrorists that came to this country, could find it. It was available all over in the United States. It was so easy that it was unbelievable. They could find weapons of destruction, and we couldn't find them in Iraq.
And I'm not just saying this because it's my feelings, guys. This is a lot of people my age's opinion. And I talk to a lot of, you guys know that. I talk to kids my age. And this is their mentality. Why should I go out and vote? Because they're all crooked. They all have personal stakes. They all have opinions that are not in favor of me. They all have personal stakes in their races, whatever it is. But I'm not part of that race. I'm not a priority. Who's this? Why should I vote?
This is Jim from Crown Point.
Jim from Crown Point. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing spectacular. How are you?
I am doing all right. What's on your mind?
Well, Trevor's call. He is totally off base. And while he's in Indianapolis, I'll actually be working for a living tomorrow with the rest of us.
All right.
Okay, that's my opinion on the matter. As an American, nobody should tell us what side we should view. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, no one should be voting straight ticket. That is a complete fallacy. And anybody who hits a straight ticket, whether it's R or D, you're just insane. You're not exercising your right as an American to make your own opinions. As an independent or a moderate, you're looking at the best side of each party. You know, you may lean one way or the other depending on the issue, whether it's abortion, whether it's gun control, whether it's, you know, whatever the issue is.
Right.
And I think you're making the right decision by adopting the I instead of the R or the D.
I mean, personally, I just think that why not? Why aren't we considering that more right now than we have in the past? I mean, because like I said, you know, you got the D's, they've had their day. R's have had their day. Nobody's satisfied either way. Maybe it's time to look at an I.
I agree with you. I'm about the same generation as you.
All right.
And neither party is benefiting our generation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fact of the matter. And I don't agree with the 99%. That whole Wall Street movement is just absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're picketing across the country. That's not the way to handle the matter. However, I do think that if more people would become independent and just vote for the best candidate, which unfortunately in a presidential election it'll never happen in my generation, but third party doesn't get recognized at the national level. However, at the local level and at the state level, maybe it should be considered more often. And that's my point.
All right. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that.